In a land far from home, under the rule of foreign kings, one man stood tall with unwavering faith. His name was Daniel, a prophet, a dream interpreter, a man of prayer. His story spans empires and unveils visions that reach the end of time. This is the remarkable story of Daniel, faith in Babylon. In 605 BC, Babylon conquered Judah. King Nebuchadnezzar besieged Jerusalem and took captives from the royal family and nobility, young men with knowledge and potential. Among them was Daniel, along with his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, later renamed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The king ordered that they be trained in the language and literature of Babylon for 3 years to serve in the royal court. But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the king's food and wine. He requested vegetables and water instead, a bold move in a foreign land. God honored Daniel's faith. After 10 days, he and his friends looked healthier than any others. God gave them knowledge and wisdom, and to Daniel he gave understanding in visions and dreams. In Daniel 2, King Nebuchadnezzar had a disturbing dream, but refused to tell his wise men what it was. He demanded they not only interpret the dream, but tell him what he dreamt. When they couldn't, the king ordered their execution, including Daniel and his friends. But Daniel prayed to God, and the mystery was revealed to him in a night vision. He then stood before the king and said, "There is a God in heaven who reveals secrets." Daniel described the dream: a great statue with a head of gold, chest of silver, belly of bronze, legs of iron, and feet of iron mixed with clay. Then a rock struck the statue and became a great mountain. Daniel explained, the statue represented a succession of kingdoms, starting with Babylon. The rock was God's eternal kingdom, which would crush earthly empires. Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face and made Daniel ruler over the province of Babylon and chief over all the wise men. Though not Daniel himself, his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were tested in Daniel 3. They refused to worship a golden image and were thrown into a blazing furnace. But they were not alone. A fourth figure, like the Son of God, walked with them. The fire did not harm them. The king was astonished and declared the power of their God. In Daniel 5, Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's descendant, hosted a drunken feast using the sacred vessels from Jerusalem's temple. In the middle of his pride, a mysterious hand wrote on the wall, "Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin." No one could interpret it except Daniel. He said, "Mene, God has numbered your days. Tekel, you have been weighed and found wanting. Upharsin, your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians." That night Babylon fell. Belshazzar was killed and Darius the Mede took over. In Daniel 6, under King Darius, Daniel rose to high office. Jealous officials tricked the king into signing a decree that for 30 days no one could pray to anyone but the king, or be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel, faithful as ever, continued to pray 3 times a day toward Jerusalem. He was arrested and cast into the den. The king, distressed, spent the night fasting. At dawn, Darius rushed to the den and cried, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to save you?" Daniel replied, "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths." The king was overjoyed. Daniel was unharmed. His accusers were thrown into the den instead. Darius then declared, "The God of Daniel is the living God, and his kingdom will never be destroyed." The last half of the book of Daniel is filled with prophetic visions. Daniel 7, he saw 4 great beasts representing world empires, and the Ancient of Days who gives dominion to one like the Son of Man. Daniel 8, a vision of a ram and goat predicting the Medo-Persian and Greek empires. Daniel 9, the prophecy of the 70 weeks foretelling the coming of the Anointed One, Messiah, his death and future desolation. Daniel 10-12, an angel reveals a sweeping vision of spiritual warfare, future kings, tribulation, and final deliverance. Daniel is told, "Go your way till the end. You will rest, and then at the end of the days you will rise to receive your allotted inheritance." Daniel 12:13. Daniel lived through the reign of multiple kings and empires, yet he never compromised his faith. He was a statesman, a seer, and a servant of God. His life teaches us to stand firm in a foreign land, to pray when pressure surrounds us, and to trust in the God who reveals mysteries and delivers from lions. The book of Daniel is not just about the past. It points us to the future, to a kingdom that will never end. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. Daniel 12:3.